Yesterday's game didn't go so great for the Cardinals. I expected a lot better, and I saw a lot of mistakes that need to be fixed, or we're gonna go down the same path as last season. And although there were a lot of negatives, there were still some positives, and today I'm gonna discuss what I saw. And if I leave out anything that stood out to you, make sure to let me know down in the comment section below. But first, I'm gonna start with some of the negatives, and first things first, our third down offense is still terrible. Our offense as a whole yesterday was just a big mess, but for some reason, we just still can't convert third downs. This is a problem last season as well, and if we don't start converting on third, we're gonna have a big problem. And something else that had me a little concerned about the offense is we're still starting the game with 3 and outs. This was also a trend last season, where on our first couple of offensive possessions, we would either start the game going 3 and out or turning the ball over. This is something I hope we fix, because if you start the game bad, more than likely, you're going to be playing catch up for the rest of it. And with how talented this offense is, this shouldn't be a problem for us. But for some reason, last night it was. Hopefully this isn't a trend. And another thing I noticed yesterday, and I'm sure everybody saw this, was Kyler and our receivers didn't seem to be on the same page. I remember one play in particular where I believe it was 3rd and short, and Kyler had Kirk wide open coming across the middle, and Kyler threw it like he was running a drag, but Kirk curled instead of continuing the drag. I don't know whose fault it was, but communication errors are something you don't want to see, especially from your first team offense. And Dan Orlovsky tweeted about the whole situation and pretty much nailed it on the head, and here's what he had to say. Everything for the Cardinals tonight was about communication or the lack thereof on offense. I'm talking wide receivers not on the same page as the quarterback and running backs not on the same page as the offensive line with protection. It's bad. And in year 3, 2 weeks from the season, that would tick me off if I'm Cliff K. And I mean, he's right. We shouldn't have these problems, but thankfully they're getting the reps in to knock the rust off, because if we played like this in week 1 against the Titans, we would have gotten smacked in the mouth. And those are some of the negatives I saw, and I'm sure there were a lot of things I left out. So if I didn't mention something you guys saw last night, make sure to let me know down in the comment section below. But with negatives comes positives, so let's discuss some of the positive things I saw last night. Positive number 1 is Andy Lee is going to be a Pro Bowler, especially if we keep playing like this. Nah, I'm playing. But for real, our special teams is amazing. Having 2 veterans who do their job very well is a blessing, especially since we were watching someone named Zane Gonzalez blow games in front of our very eyes. Having good special teams could win or lose you a ton of ball games, and luckily for us, it looks like they're gonna win some. And another positive I saw that was pretty big was being able to contain the Chiefs offense without Chandler Jones, JJ Watt, Markus Golden, and Jordan Phillips. Let me just say, I wasn't expecting that. We held Patrick Mahomes to a 55.6 completion percentage, no touchdowns, and he even threw an interception. He also finished the day with a 43.3 QBR, which is very bad, so our defense did an amazing job to say the least. And some defensive players that I saw that showed out yesterday were Zaven Collins, Isaiah Simmons, and Byron Murphy. I can't wait to see these linebackers play in the regular season, because what I'm seeing in these preseason games is that they're going to be flying around all season long. You can tell this defense got significantly faster, and they've been flying around all preseason long. And also, Byron Murphy looks great. He's been doing it all. His coverage has looked amazing so far. And he even picked off Patrick Mahomes last night on a broken play. I like what I'm seeing from this defense so far, and I hope this success translates into the regular season. I also like what I saw last night from Devon Kennard and Victor Dimukeje. Kennard was getting solid pressure last night, and Victor Dimukeje played a ton of snaps last night, but with how stacked our defensive line and linebackers are, he's gonna have to make contributions on special teams as well to make the roster. If he does though, he could have a spot on this roster easily. And I think so far, all of my negatives were about the offense and all my positives were about the defense. So let's change that. Chris Streveler looked amazing yesterday. He finished the day 5 for 6 for 74 yards and a touchdown. That right there ended his night with a 157.6 passer rating. If I'm not mistaken, that's literally a perfect passer rating, or at least pretty close to it, so that sums up his night. And another player who had himself a really good night was Ross Travis. Now I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really know who he was until last night, but he had himself a night. He had 2 receptions for 37 yards, and he even scored our only touchdown of the night. I wasn't expecting that, and I'm hoping he sees a lot of playing time next week, because if he can provide some solid pass catching at tight end, that'll help us out a lot. But those are my takeaways from last night's game, and although this is just the preseason, bad habits stick. So I'm hoping we can shake this rust off and move forward. I don't want to see a repeat of last season, so hopefully we fix some of these problems. That's pretty much going to wrap up today's video, but before you click off, let me know down in the comment section below your guys' takeaways from last night's game. And also, if you guys are new to the channel and enjoyed today's video, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post NFL and NBA content, so if you're a fan of either of those or both of those, this is the perfect channel for you. But like I said, that's all I got for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.